Welcome back to the Final Fantasy Tactics All Archers run. We are returning to the side quests. We are on to the Nelveska Temple. The dangerous Worker 7 awaits us there. I did take a couple of attempts at this one after the Cagliari Underground levels where we picked up Beowulf and Reese the Dragon, but I just needed a few more levels and a little bit better equipment to pick it up. Worker 7 does have a very high hit point total and also has defense up, so although we can hit him every time with our concentrate ability, it's tough to get enough damage pounded into him fast enough. So we picked up a couple more levels that gave us a little bit better on the multipliers. Also, our speed is picked up so we can get all our actions in before those Cacatoris things start to come down. The Thief Hats really help with our speed. Here's Worker 7 getting into attack mode. Thankfully, he doesn't have to count all the way down from 30. He has his malfunction there. So Worker 7 is a dangerous enemy with the work ability. Thankfully, he's pretty slow. The Tiamat-type enemies on top are also rather slow, but the Cacatoris birds on the top of the temple are pretty dangerous. They're going to petrify us, or attempt to, as soon as they can. So I'm looking at positioning here. I've got the Gastrophytus bows and bracers on again, just to boost my damage as much as I can. I'm not going to have time to charge anything. It's going to be regular attacks pretty much all the way through here. I'm treating this boss, or this fight, a lot like a Zodiac boss. So you can see he does have defense up. That's why I was surprised to see my damage so low. Not surprised, but that's why you'll see our damage is so low. So I need to get about 600 damage into him. And the characters with, with the better stats, better compatibility are going to do 100. And the other ones are going to do 80 for each attack. And positioning is important here because of the line of sight. Thankfully, we're on flat ground, which is pretty advantageous for the bow guns. But I need to make sure I don't have my characters stacked on top of each other so they don't block the shooting alleys. They need to have clear lines of sight to the worker, but also be able to move into position. So I'm very careful about where I put Orlando here and all characters. You can see we got back, forward, and then now Mustadio's going to come up the middle to deliver the 5th shot on the worker. Sadly, not quite enough to take him out here in the first round, so we are going to have to deal with a round of enemy attacks. But hopefully, with a few more hits, we can get him down if we survive, or get enough of our characters to survive these attacks. Here we have a Petrify attempt from the Cacatoris. Thankfully missed from behind. That was a lucky dodge right there. This one's going to come down and target Mustadio with a 96% chance to land that beak attack, and he certainly does. So Mustadio is out of this fight. And there's one character down. And now, thankfully, this one is just going for the Feather Bomb against Orlando. So we will take the physical attack damage, because that's certainly not going to take him out of the fight just yet. And it will allow the Hyudra enemy, sorry, not the Tiamat, it's that same type though, the 3-headed dragon, to come after him. He does get a speed save on that one, and we did have a guarded on my vanilla archer. Did guard that attack, so thankfully he's good there. Triple attack, all goes on to Orlando, and Orlando is down. So he's going to be out of this fight as well. Worker 7 is going after this archer here, and Crush does indeed take him out. Now, thankfully, the work skill does do significant damage to the robot, and that's the same thing for our Worker 8 as well. When you use his skills, he does degrade a little bit. It does harm him. So that actually puts him well within range of single shot, and the battle's over. Wait. Oh, no. Connecting to his reserve circuit. I had totally forgotten about that when I fired this battle up the first time. But certainly he does, of course, have a reserve circuit. That is him. So his backup power brings him back with just 1 hit point. But thankfully, Chamberlain gets a turn right here to move over. Now that really could have been disastrous if the turn order had been different. And then the Tiamats had gotten in action. That really could have been disastrous, but thankfully I had another archer with a turn queued up and ready to deliver the actual final attack on Worker 7. So a few more levels allowed me to get the damage that I needed quickly enough to take out Worker 7. And sure enough, there he goes. blowing himself up and revealing the Holy Stone. So on we will go to Gog Machine City to see what this stone gets us. Hint, hint, it's Cloud.